Hello, Bill and Beaster here. This is an update and an entry into my old journey to what I'm doing. First of all, to all of your ice plunging people out there doing DIY ice plunges, if you're wondering how am I getting the sheer amount of ice in this thing, the only way that I have been able to find, because if you put a temperature or a thermostat on these things, they will just switch on and get to a certain temperature and then keep that temperature. But I found you have to cycle these things. You have to cycle it on a timing basis. So what I've got is I've got the thermostat running the output of the thermostat that would be switching on the old plunge, the compressor, through a timer, and so it switches on for 5.5 hours in the morning after I jumped in here, and then it builds up the ice, and then after that 5.5 hours it'll defrost and release from the sides, and that's why I have to break it up. So if you continuously do that every morning's routine and you keep on breaking, you start building up this sheer volume of ice. Sheer volume of ice. Don't want to have. Oh boy! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Ooh. But the problem is, there's not enough space. Oh, that's so good. So what's been happening? I'm waiting for that council, eh? Gosh, so today now will be the third day that I'm waiting for them after I called them on Monday and then found out that they had taken my number down wrong to set up the meeting. But I've gotten to a point now where I am actually going to see if I can look for somewhere else, somewhere privately owned there. There's a spot that I noticed that's on the other side of the rail that I think I may go and approach those people as a backup while I wait for these beautiful people from the council, because they have been so relaxed, like it's unreal. I don't know what these people do. I'm hoping they've got so much on their plate that they can't get to everybody, and that they are getting to other people's problems that are maybe more important than mine. But anyway, long story short, I've been stripping cable. I have been stripping cable. I tell you, it's been even, I think it's actually getting up there with some of the battery replacements that I've done in terms of real hard work and grueling work, because it's all in the hands and it's bending over the whole time and getting up. So it's been it's actually been it's been quite the challenge mentally just to keep on, because my mind does not like repetitive work. You would find me just so I've been doing that, and that's my Scrappy. He is so good to me. He is so good to me. He gave me $11 a kilo for the gear that I've stripped. $11 a kilo. That is more than I've seen online and everywhere. So this work, and I've only done 2/3 of a trailer. 2/3 of a trailer, and I'll run that in a minute. But I thought I'd give you a quick update of what's going on. So that's going to help me out, and it's been a fairly big morale booster with having this work. It's not fun, don't enjoy it at all, but it's got to be done. So I'm going to be stripping some more cable today. I didn't want to bore you guys with that. So keep on doing that, and then I'm going to go and pick up some more cable and pick up the girls. I'm gambling at the moment. Their little sister, they've got a half sister, came down with COVID, the old C, on Monday. And this morning when I spoke to their mom, she's got COVID now. So now that means that moi will be picking up my girls who's potentially, they don't have COVID, they still testing negative, but they could be carrying it. But to this day, January 25 or 26, 2024, I have not had COVID. I have not had COVID. I have been in a car with somebody that for 2 hours that's had COVID. I've been in the high dependency units with people that has COVID because of the work that I've done with the UPSs. The UPSs go on high dependency units or ICUs as well to keep the machines going that are monitoring and keeping people alive. So even during that time, I've been able to evade that thing. That's so unreal. I don't know if it's just genetics or what it is, but I tell you, I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. So I'm picking up my girls. I miss them and see them. So I'm just gonna do 3 minutes today in this plunge, 3 or 4 minutes. I need to correct myself. The other day I said that the first 3 minutes is good for your vascular, for your brain, and then it's vascular system or something in the body after that. That's wrong. It's the other way around. The first 3 minutes is good for your mind, for your vascular system. Your vascular system and your body, and then after that the work is done in the brain, your mental health. So 3 minutes on your body. The first 3 minutes it showed that it's got something to do with your vascular system. It's good for that, and everything after that is brain work. So don't take my word for gospel. I'm only going on what I've listened to when Dr. Andrew Huberman was interviewed and he did his studies. So, you know, I find some of these people that you know, it's not like you're going to go and read or go and test every theory out there and do this. I just don't have the time for that. And I needed something else with my brain just to keep. I have learned over the years that my brain needs to create things. So if I do repetitive work and I don't create things, I go down into a hole. So yesterday I thought, I need to do something. I can't keep on doing this repetitive work. So I just grabbed my spa pool controller out, and I figured out that it's the step down transformer that is broken. So I've got to desolder that off the board. Some of these transformers have a internal fuse, a little fuse. Sometimes they sit under the plastic on top or underneath the transformer, but it means that you've got to desolder it from the board. And so yesterday I noticed that the transformer's not, it's got 230 volts up to the primary coil, but the secondary coil is not putting out the 5 volts that's required. So that'll be cool too. I've looked online, I can't find the exact same component, so I may need to jimmy rig something that could do the same job. I'd like to have it just working while I tinker away with what my friends call doing a film on it, because I can do a microcontroller and then put it online, and then I can because that's the other thing, my house is off grid, so I'm generating my own power, and you've seen the solar panels on the roof with a container. So I've got to run just a spa pool. The panels are not big enough, not producing enough to recharge batteries and run a spa pool during the day. So playing around with the idea to do a partial solar heating system, partial LPG heating system and the coils, and then I can get the temperature up to a certain degree with the solar heating system, and then once I can't hit a certain temperature or above a certain temperature, the LPG can take over from there, and then I could also remotely start the generator and then just beef up with the electrical elements. So that's been fun. It's been really good having that other thing just to take my mind off, just at least for half an hour or 2 hours, just to keeps me on the straight and narrow. It does. If I don't create, I'm not a nice person. I'm not a nice person. Anyway, I'll roll the B-roll with that piece of ice. It is so good. It's so refreshing. I would 100% encourage everybody seeing this to do this. And if you can't afford to do this, get in a cold shower. It has been instrumental, and I'm so glad that there's people like Dr. Andrew Huberman that I would strongly encourage you to go and listen to. He interviews a wide range of people, and he makes up his own mind, and he puts it out there with no bias. That's the cool thing about him, I think. He doesn't tell you what you need to think. He gives you the information, the raw information for you to decide. And that's what's led me to this point in this journey with the ice plunge and these kind of things. As I listened to that, and it encouraged me to try for myself and see if that works for me. The same way with going coffee for 30 days, with no coffee for 30 days. That had a massive effect as well. Guy said, one doctor, he was busy with a paper, ran out of coffee, and he realized, I only know myself under the influence of caffeine. And so he did a challenge on himself. What would I be like without coffee or caffeine? I love my coffee, and it was a struggle, but it was interesting. Okay, now I cannot feel anything in my body, so I'm gonna get out. The toes. Been having some issues with rude aphids on one of my Scott spines. Look at that. But they are a lot less since taking it out of the I've had it in a terracotta pot, and opening it up seems to have made them less, so that's good. Look at these little guys. They're still in development. But it's coming together. It's coming together. So that would be a main branch. This one, and that one will give depth. It's actually, you look at it from this end, that's probably a better front. But I'm growing them out. They need a trim. Cool, eh? If you're new into bonsai, or if you want to get into it, but these are more, this changed the game for me. This has completely changed the game for me, because I was struggling to figure out how much water is too much, how much water is not enough. And so this has really helped me. That is now the second year that tree has been hammered by root aphids.